There comes a time in your life as a call center agent when you feel like the job has become pointless and repetitive. You wake up, you shower, commute, take calls, go home, sleep, wake up, shower, commute, take calls, go home, sleep. That you end up asking yourself, is it going to be like this for the rest of my life? That aside from the salary, you have no other motivation, and despite the salary, you're not even sure if you can keep going. It could be because the workload is ridiculously heavy or that the company's metrics are plain unreasonable. Or it could be that you're just not cut out to talk to strangers over the phone 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. It could be anything. Whatever your reason is, you feel lost and you want out, but you're not sure what to do next. Well, this is quite a common feeling among employees and not just in the call center industry. But having worked for 4 years in this industry, I think I should keep it niched down and just focus mainly on call center agents who are struggling in this situation. Because if you feel lost, you need to do something about it. Having said that, let's get to my tip number 1. And that is save all the money you can, build an emergency fund. Simply because first, having money set aside for the rainy day is just way better than not having any. And second, having that extra fund will just help you get into the right mindset. Because when you have extra funds, you don't feel as helpless and incapacitated as you would feel if you were completely penniless. Where a completely penniless person would see a dead end wherever he looks, you, an employee with savings, would see a wiggle room, a possibility. And that sense of possibility might just be what you need to motivate you, to help you believe that things truly could be better for you, because they could be. And that if you set your mind to it, you can do something about your situation. And from there, you can get to step 2, take advantage of the power of the internet. This tool is magic. It's the closest we have to a time machine and a teleportation device. It allows us to shop at faraway places, talk to people around the world, as if we can go anywhere at any time. It gives us access to information that our parents would have taken hours to research in a library encyclopedia. And it makes earning money from home possible. If that's not magic, I don't know what is. There's plenty of ways to make money online. Some of them would even allow you to make money while you sleep. But let's not talk about that. It's going to be a topic for another video. Earning money while you sleep, because that sounds so spammy, but it is entirely possible. But today, we're only going to be talking about online freelancing for call center agents, because this is a very profitable source of income for those of you who are looking for a better way to earn money without taking calls. Online freelancing usually means that you're working with a direct client. When you work in a typical call center company, there are usually 3 parties. You as the employee, the call center company, and the clients who pay the call center company. And then a call center company pays you. As a result, your pay gets deducted because there is a third party, which is the call center company. Whereas with online freelancing, not all, but the usual setup is that you work directly with the client. So the pay is generally higher than what you would earn in a typical call center company. Now, this is not always the case. Sometimes you have to work with a third party, like if you're working for an online agency, but it doesn't change the fact that the pay is generally higher with online freelancing than with a typical call center agent job. And I think that's because it's kind of set in a global scale compared to the local scale, which is just the Philippines. The salary gets compared to other salaries around the world. And sure, some clients would try to lowball you, especially if they see that you're from the Philippines. But if you know what you're doing and you have this right skill set, it is entirely possible to charge as much as $20 to $40 an hour. But of course, it depends on the skills. That's why it's very important to choose the skills that you think you're going to be good at and you're going to earn a lot of money from. So let's not get too crazy. Maybe you can get around, if we don't get too ambitious, you can get around $5 would be the minimum to $10 an hour. $5 to $10 an hour is not that is not bad at all in the Philippines, right? Especially if you're just starting out. But if you develop that expertise, then it's definitely possible to charge way more than that. And the good thing is you don't have to talk to customers every minute of your working hours if you learn specific skill sets. But note that you do need skills. That's why you need to save money to invest in courses that'll help you learn 1 or 2 skills that you can master really, really well and get clients for. You need to have those skills that clients are going to be willing to pay you for, because you got to have something to exchange with the money that you want to earn. I'm not talking about data entry here. If you want to learn a skill, it needs to be a little more complex than data entry. True data entry is quite easy, but that means there's also going to be a ton of competition, and you don't want that. When it's easy and there's a ton of competition, it means that you're easily replaceable. So that would not count as a stable source of income. You want something stable, and that's possible with online freelancing. But do not choose data entry. Instead, learn a skill that requires either creative or critical thinking, because it makes you independent. It makes job search for you more stable, because you have something that not a lot of people have. It should also be a skill that you're interested in, that you're likely good at, and that you think you have a high chance of earning good money from. And that's not impossible because of the power of the internet. What could be those skills, you might ask? Well, in my next video, I'm going to create a long list of skills that you can potentially learn and earn money from should you decide to quit your call center job. So once it's ready, I'm going to link it up here. And I think it has also something to do with your personality, whether you or not you would thrive in a specific job. You definitely can if that's what you're comfortable with. But for most of you who want to quit call center, most likely you hate taking calls. So if that is the case, then you might as well learn a new skill, because 2 skills are better than 1. My point of this video is there's a lot of ways to make money online when online freelancing, but they require skills, and you need to use your saved money to learn those skills. It could be in a form of a course, which I highly recommend, because learning from a course is comprehensive. So from start to finish, there's going to be a transformation for you, and you will definitely learn, if not everything, well, at least the foundation in order for you to get started in a certain skill. But then you might have another problem. What if I'm barely getting by, I have a family to support, and it's simply impossible to save a substantial amount of money except for my basic needs like my food, rent, and bills? Well, still, it's the same advice. Take advantage of the power of the internet. Learn some free stuff online. You may not be able to pay for an online course, but no matter. It's going to be harder. It's going to be a little harder because you will have to sift through the information online. But it's definitely possible to learn a skill online without paying anything. You watch YouTube videos, you follow certain people in a specific niche, and you will get there. Case in point, in 2017, I quit my call center job in Davao because we have to relocate to Cebu. The problem with transferring to another call center company with a different account is that you basically have to start from zero, from the ground up. I was a QA when I left Davao, but when I went to Cebu and applied for another call center job, I couldn't be a QA, of course, because it's for a different account. I remember being on training in Cebu, and I would go to the restroom just to sleep for 3 minutes standing. And I didn't want to be in that situation anymore. I was so desperate that I just kept on searching for other ways to make money online. But with that hardship, I learned that it is entirely possible for someone to earn money online, to have an alternative source of income. And so I understand when if you say that you feel lost and the job just feels so empty, I definitely understand where you're coming from. So what I want you to do is to decide what skills you're going to learn after I upload the list of skills that you can learn. And second, look for people online who you can follow, especially specifically YouTube, because there's a lot of tutorials online. Even you can even make a website. You can even make a website without knowing how to code. If you follow YouTube tutorials, that's how I learned how to create a WordPress website. And I'm just really amazed because I did not sign up for any course. And now I have that skill and I'm making money from it. And I still think to this day that it's magic, really. That wouldn't have been possible many, many years ago. But I feel so lucky that I live in a time where there's internet. And if you're really desperate for money, it's still possible for you to make a side income. Luckily, a lot of call center companies have a referral system where they give you a referral fee for every applicant that they manage to convert as an agent. So that's definitely a source of income, but that's not the only one. That means in my next video, I'm going to talk about the side income that you can make as a call center agent. So again, there's a second video about earning side income, online freelancing. And once that's ready, I'm going to link it up here. It's going to be a playlist and you're going to learn a lot, to help you transition from being a call center agent to becoming something else. And my last but equally important piece of advice is to get off your social media account. Well, except YouTube, because I'm here. Just kidding. The thing is, you can't keep doing the same thing and expect different results. It's just not logic. And I'm sure that the guilt is there. You feel guilty about all those times you spend wasting time on TikTok, on Facebook, on Twitter, or any other social platform, including YouTube even. But yeah, that's it. You can't expect a different result if you keep doing the same thing. So what you need to do is to figure out the skills that you're going to learn and then take steps to learn those skills and then find a job. My purpose of this video is to help you realize that you do have a choice and it's time for you to start considering that choice. Internet is a tool. Depending on how you use it, it could yield both great and bad results. How are you going to use it? Are you going to let it own you and let it waste your time on TikTok? Or are you going to wisely wield it to make a better future for yourself? For now, know that you have a choice and that your internet could be your best friend or your enemy. All right, that's all for today. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.